Here's an easy and quick way to get rid of some of those pre-cuts you're sitting on, as well as that scrap basket, and make a great little gift item in the process. All free, no pattern needed. The very first thing you need to do is choose the size of the square. What you need is 4 squares that will form the top, which is the 4 patch, and a square of the same size that will form the base. You see that I've done 2 of one color and 2 of another color, but that's arbitrary. The size does not matter, and the color does not matter. Once you have chosen your 5 squares, choose one of those squares to be the base. Put it on the table face up. Take your other 4 squares that will create your 4 patch and fold them in half, right sides out. And then you'll start your layout by simply putting raw edges together and the fold facing inward. Then let's pick up a second one, and don't worry so much about the color because I'm just grabbing scraps that I pre-pressed in half. And then I'm going to put another one, and make sure that you keep your folded edge to the inside and your raw edges to the outside. And now to put this 4th one on, it doesn't matter which corner you start on, lift that first one up, raw edges, fold, ready to sew. Okay, now I have this one in the machine, and I kind of like to start somewhere in the middle, not on a corner. So my goal is to just go all the way around this little unit. A 1/4 inch seam allowance isn't that important, just consistency is what's important. And you'll notice I rounded the corners off on this. You can use the bottom of a coffee cup or something like that. I think it's a little bit easier than it is to just do a 90-degree corner. Use your own judgment on that. One thing I do like to do before I start is just put a couple of pins in so that that doesn't shift, and that's why you saw me using the stiletto to make the turns. Now you can see the pins in here, and I took a lot sharper curve than I have on any of the others, so it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. So all I gotta do now is just take my pins out, and then let's give her a turn. If you folks don't own a little bamboo point turner, I'm telling you, check with your mom, she's probably got one. What I'm gonna do is I need to get into that corner, so I wanna be sure that I get all the way to, and I'm just gonna turn this corner. And I tell you, I love the fact that I curved that, because see how nice that turns without even any picking. Now I'm telling you folks, I may never make another one that I don't round the corners that much, because I didn't even work at turning those. I haven't done any kind of cleanup or anything. I could take this over to the iron and probably get that pretty smooth, as opposed to this corner. Take a look at how much crisper that is, and that's way more difficult to turn and get it clean. Now, while you're looking at this, I've thought that it'd be nice to kind of do a little quick stitch, but you could top stitch around this, then you could do a little serpentine stitch or a little curvy stitch to hold all this in place. You also could at this point decide, gee, I think I'll put some batting in there, then it would be a really good hot mat. And now you're looking at the finished turn. See, this was my little 5-inch pre-cut squares, and this was my 10-inch pre-cut squares. If you hurry up, you can get these done for Valentine's, or maybe even St. Patty's Day, Easter, or whatever comes next. Have fun using up those scraps.